The energy of the third week of May in the soap opera of the stars is an energy of yes, keep going. I'm an intuitive coach, and this is the energy report for the 11th to the 17th of May. Let's continue looking at the rocket launch analogy the guide seems so fond of. In the first week of May, you were aware that the rocket of your dream journey was ready to be launched, but you were still checking the nuts and bolts. In the second week of May, you were counting down, excited and nervous at the same time. And now, in this third week of May, the launch is done, but now the rocket has to travel against gravity through the atmosphere and away. And it's time to keep your foot on the accelerator and not back down. In the May month report, I've covered a few points on what to look at if these reports don't resonate with you, and I would recommend looking at those in case this still isn't sitting with you. The reason I say this is because these movements at this point of time seem fated. The stars are not sending any mixed signals. They are broadcasting a very clear and specific signal. They are saying you have to level up to being the most real version of you can be right now, and you have to begin from wherever you are. Now, whether you are at the peak of your achievements so far and are therefore accelerating towards your wildest dreams, or whether you are in your darkest times yet and need to find your way into the light. The other very clear signal is that the impact of finding your most authentic self will have an impact on your relationships. Now, this is logical, and we don't need guides or stars to tell us that, but the beauty here is that this is also being played out in the stars. So there seems to be like this cohesive sort of energy that's showing up. Now, how it's showing up for you depends on where you have certain placements in your individual chart. The energy is saying get moving because you have so much to offer and contribute. Start wherever you are, but get moving and work with the resistance that is showing up for you. So now let's look at what that resistance can look like. One is comfort zones. Now, the fact about comfort zones is that they're not always comfortable, but they are familiar, and therefore they give the perception of safety. It's that age-old adage of a known devil is better than an unknown one. So a situation you dislike may also be your comfort zone just because somehow it feels safe. I would suggest journaling to resolve this resistance or to at least understand it better. And the journaling prompt I would suggest to you is to look at what are the secret agendas with keeping yourself small, or when you write it, keeping myself small. The aim of this journaling prompt is to allow multiple responses to come up, and therefore journal every day for at least a week or until you have no emotional response. That is how to get the true benefit of journaling around this question. Now, the second area of resistance, again, very natural, is one of inertia. Because change is hard. Doing new things is hard. Learning is hard, even if you enjoy it. So once again, it is about comfort zones, but more about stuckness than safety. Now, forward movement is about placing that one foot ahead of the other, even when you don't feel like it, even when you would rather just be where you've always been. But if you want to change, then you have to make a decision to take that one step forward. And with every incremental step, you will move further, and eventually this will become easier. Again, this is not a judgment. This is an awareness of the human condition and conditioning, and with that awareness, making conscious choices not to stay stuck. That's the change we're talking about here. The solution here is either get a coach or an accountability partner, which could be a friend, a community, or an app. Now, the third area of resistance is drama. This is everything and everyone that is not doing what needs to be done for you to feel good. So now this too is a comfort zone, but this time it is about feeling powerless. Whether you play the role of the victim, the persecutor, or the rescuer in this drama, the fact that you have made your happiness dependent on external circumstances and other people indicates that you're experiencing an imbalance in power, and drama keeps us on the hamster wheel, running in circles, never getting anywhere. It sounds awful, but it's a given in most lives. There will be a relationship, situation, or pattern that we just keep repeating and cannot find our way out of on account of having compromised our personal power. The best thing here is a forgiveness practice for others and yourself. I recommend Colin Tipping's Radical Forgiveness. You can find the sheets on the internet, as well as the Ho'oponopono method. If you would like my supercharged forgiveness technique, get in touch. Now, the energy this week, to summarize, is saying choose to be alive to your life, to your aspirations, to the people you wish to surround yourself with. The word alive may mean different things to different people. So given my love for bullet lists, here's another one. One way of feeling alive is asking yourself what you want to contribute. So what is that one thing that you wish everyone knew? And how can you bring that alive? Embody it. The second is how can you use your voice for conscious impact? You've lived enough life to know that words spoken when the time is not right are wasted, even if they are the wisest words that have ever left your lips. So find the medium, moment, and person where your words have impact. Get practical about this. Where your words have no value, do not waste your time. I am hearing the urgency in the voices in the stars saying, stop choosing against yourself. Enough of that. Do what you need to do to flip that energy, because it's time for each being to own their deservingness of the space they embody on this planet. You are here for a reason. The universe wants to express itself through you. You have received the message. You can't have helped it. The energy has been such. So bring it into the conscious, bring it into reality, bring it into action, bring it into manifestation, and do it now. This is a week that reminds me of the scene in The Lord of the Rings where Arwen chooses to stay on Middle-earth and asks her father to forge the sword of Elendil for Aragorn. She forgoes going to the Undying Lands and chooses mortality instead on account of seeing a vision of having a son with Aragorn, even though her father tells her you will be miserable because you will outlive all of them, even as a mortal. So this story appeals to the romantic in me, but it also feels like the stars are saying, see mortality as your friend. We have this one life that we are aware of. We need to choose to be alive in it, whatever that means to you. And that start point is today, right now. Whether that start point feels all enmeshed in sorrow and despair and you have to crawl your way out, or whether the start point finds you at your peak and you're just leaping off. The point is, there is so much more for us to be, but we have to start to get being. So, start living and stop dying. I would love to know how this resonates with you. And if you would like to know how this energy impacts you personally, then please get in touch with me on my email. It's aswanis.pn@gmail.com, or on Instagram where I'm at Pallavi108, or you can comment below. Your engagement with this content really helps me understand what works for you. So please like, comment, share, as that will help this channel grow. And for me to make this content more and more, please subscribe to the channel for the weekly reports. And thank you so much for your time. In parting, I would like to say I'm an intuitive coach. I work with businesses, individuals, relationships, and spaces to, one, gain clarity on their purpose by connecting to their energetic blueprint. Second, embody a more powerful future by connecting with the version of themselves that has already achieved what they want and bringing that into reality. Third, I help them feel relief from current circumstances by clearing blocks, cords, entities that may be from the current lifetime, previous lifetimes, or from their ancestral lineage. So if any of that appeals to you, please get in touch with me. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and the messages that the guides have to offer us. Have a good week.